Hello everybody, and welcome back. I'm Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and the tornado outbreak is pretty much over. In this video, I'm basically going to go over what happened, as well as some more details about what happened in New Orleans, Louisiana, with that tornado that hit the lower 9th Ward. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so this is the first article I have pulled up. We're going to go from west to east, kind of like in chronological order. So we're going to start with the outbreak. The first part of the outbreak, that happened in Texas. Basically, it killed one person, injured at least 10. At least 3 southern states were under a tornado watch Tuesday following an outbreak of twisters Monday night in Texas and Oklahoma that cut a path of destruction, killed one person, injured at least 10 others. So that's it right there. That's the first part right there. One loss of life, like I said, is too many, and so yeah, and 10 injured is just 10 too many right there. 20 tornadoes were reported Monday night, which I saw 14 reports, but I guess they upped it to 20. 19 of those were in central and northern Texas, where multiple homes and businesses were damaged, according to the NWS. Heavy damage occurred from the funnel clouds touching down in the Round Rock, Texas, where roofs were ripped off homes, according to local fire and police departments. And this is just an image right here of some of the devastation that occurred. This guy right here comforts his girlfriend after his house got destroyed just outside of Austin. Quote, "I thought I was going to die." That's a terrible thing to think right there. Like, these weather events do not kid around, and whenever I say they do not kid around, I mean it. And this is why right here. So, let's continue. At this point, police in Round Rock, around 20 miles north of Austin, Texas, urged residents to stay off the roads. A tornado also ripped through a strip mall in Round Rock, damaging a restaurant, a bank, and cars in a Home Depot parking lot, authorities said. This is one of their tweets right here. A hashtag tornado ripped through Round Rock Monday, bringing damage to buildings and cars. Read more. Okay. Yeah, these are some of the images right here. Look at this. This car was turned upside down by a tornado. And there's some of the damage right here. These pictures are really crazy, as you can see. In Jonesboro, Texas, about 60 miles northwest of Fort Worth, a high school and elementary school both sustained heavy damage, according to Jack County Rural Fire Chief Jason Jennings. 60 to 80 homes were damaged in Jacksboro. News helicopter footage Tuesday morning showed major damage to the Jacksonboro High School, where a roof of a school's gym either collapsed or was blown away. And this is damage that passed near Hutto, Texas. This outbreak was pretty crazy, and this didn't just happen in rural areas. Suburbs got hit as well. New Orleans got hit, but we'll get more into that later. The Texas Department of Public Safety confirmed one person was killed in northwest Grayson County in Texas. Sarah Summers of Grayson County Office of Emergency Management said at least 20 homes were destroyed or damaged in Grayson County, according to the ABC affiliate in Oklahoma right here. Significant damage also occurred in the Kingston, Oklahoma area, where our officials say a likely tornado touched down. Multiple structures, including a marina, were damaged or destroyed in the Kingston area. During the tornado outbreak, winds gusted up to 64 miles per hour, and hail the size of golf balls were reported across central and northern Texas. That's why the SPC issued a 45% hatch risk area right here for the hail. Like golf ball size hail I think it's just almost 2 inches. I was thinking baseball when I was about to say almost 3 inches, but yeah, golf ball size hail, that's enough to damage your windows, put some dents in your car. That's enough to cause a little bit of roof damage, and that's enough to really hurt pets and animals. So yeah, this is Jonesboro High School. This was severe tornado damage right here. Like, look at this. Like, look at the concrete right here that's just standing. Look at the gym. Like, wow. Look at all the insulation. And look at all the rubble right here. That's not something you see every day. That's a tornado right there. And this was a tornado on the ground. That's a Twitter video, okay? So, alright, that's pretty much the end of what happened right there. In Texas, 20 tornadoes confirmed. A lot of damage occurred, basically throughout the state, from Austin to Houston to Dallas. It doesn't matter. There was quite a bit going on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the live updates. As you can see right here, This state of emergency is in effect in Louisiana after New Orleans got hit by that tornado. Preliminary estimates say this is at least an EF3. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's right. I think it's right here. Right here. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, we'll talk about a little bit more about what's going on. Authorities are assessing the damage, and residents are starting to clean up across parts of the South Wednesday as homes were ripped apart, cars flipped over, and at least 2 people died in an outbreak of severe weather that included several tornadoes. The New Orleans metro area saw several communities in Mississippi were along those with the worst damage. 1 person was killed in Arabi and St. Bernard Parish, which borders New Orleans. The same line of storms was also blamed for 1 death of Monday in Texas, where multiple tornadoes were reported. 20 were actually reported. The tornado victim in Arabi was identified. State of emergency declared in 4 parishes. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards has declared a state of emergency in St. Bernard, New Orleans, Jefferson, St. Tammany parishes. Quote, unfortunately, our people have become all too familiar with the rebuilding after the tragedy and loss, but it is never easy, Edwards said with the state in a news release. About 300 National Guard troops have been activated. Now, what he means by that is that Louisiana generally is used to hurricanes as well. For like the damage we saw in the lower 9th Ward, I've heard some people say that it is some of the worst damage they have seen since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. So that says something right there, and that brought a massive amount of storm surge and caused Lake Pontchartrain to eat away and just destroy all the levees right there. New Orleans area damage consistent with an at least EF3 tornado NWSS. Initial surveys by the National Weather Service show the damage in Arabi caused by at least an EF3 tornado, with winds of between 158 and 206 miles per hour. And what concentrates in EF3 tornado is 136 to 165 miles per hour. If this confirms, like on the low end, this is a high-end EF3, and on the high end, it's a low-end EF5, which EF5 starts after 200 miles per hour. EF4 is 166 to 200s, right there. So already they're seeing indications of a high-end EF3 tornado, which, if that holds up and ends up becoming something stronger than that, that really says something, and I'll update you guys as that situation develops right there. In St. Bernard Parish, quote, it's a disaster. Louis Pomes, a road yard chief, described the scene as crews worked to clear the way for first responders and residents to assess the damage. There is so much debris. There's boats, there are houses, there's roofs, automobiles flipped over. He said in the parish's Twitter feed, quote, it's a disaster. Oh, wow, that's pretty crazy. Residents reminded to use care when operating generators. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or also known as FEMA, wants people in storm-affected areas to remember that generators can cause carbon monoxide poisoning or fires. Generators should never be operated inside or adjacent to a building, an enclosed area, or open windows. That's a given. A good rule of thumb is to keep at least 15 feet away from your house. So, just for those of you who do not know, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, quote, one generator produces as much carbon dioxide as hundreds of cars. It can incapacitate and kill consumers within minutes. 6 people in Louisiana died of carbon monoxide poisoning from generators in the days following Hurricane Ida back in August, according to the state health department. A complete list of important generator safeties. Okay. Search and rescues continue to check Louisiana homes. Girl in wheelchair rescued from the Wizard of Oz house. Okay. Okay, damage extends to Alabama. Storms and flooding caused damage in Alabama Tuesday night. Officials in Hale County, south of Tuscaloosa, reported that at least 20 homes were damaged, according to one of their local sources. This is Twitter right here. So many more images of the roads partially washed out of the flooding early this morning / late last night in parts of Calhoun, Talaja, and Chilton counties. Be careful out there. Yeah, this is some of the damage that we're looking at. So, yeah, this thing caused a lot of damage all the way up to Alabama. In fact, this is it right here. So basically, Mississippi didn't get the brunt of it as I thought it would. it was generally in Louisiana and the New Orleans area, as well as in Texas. In fact, the way I see it, Texas got it a little bit worse than the rest of the Deep South did, because next thing you know, like, first day, like, in the morning, we were under an enhanced risk down in Texas. Then the malls just started screaming that this thing was going to be much more intense than usual, and expected, honestly, and they upped it to a moderate risk. Like, what happened in Texas was, like, the risks were a lot worse than they were in Louisiana and Mississippi. Like, the hail threat was 45% in a hatched area in Texas and 15% in Louisiana and Mississippi. So, thought I'd touch on that real quickly. Mississippi escaped the storms that moved through the south on Tuesday, resulting in 2 tornadoes touching down in New Orleans and knocking out power for thousands. The Mississippi, well, they didn't escape the brunt of it. Like, they still got a lot of damage for sure, but they did escape the New Orleans tornadoes right there. The Mississippi Emergency Management Agency said in a press statement Wednesday that it is working with multiple counties to assess the damage after the severe weather, including tornadoes, hail damage, and flash flooding impacted the state on Tuesday. Quote, currently 2 injuries have been reported due to yesterday's storms. Multiple fallen trees / limbs have been reported across the state, impacting roads and creating power outages. So that's basically what's going on. They're going to assess some damage in these counties right here. So yeah, basically, this is what happened right here. Mississippi, not too much really to report there. Basically, the main stuff we're looking at is what happened in Texas and the 2 tornadoes that hit the New Orleans area, one of which hit close to downtown in the lower Ninth Ward, excuse me. So that's essentially what's going on. As we get more information from the storm, I will update you guys. Like, if that tornado finally comes out with a report and how strong it was, I will update you guys on that, as well as give you my own commentary to that. But until that time, that's really going to wrap up this analysis right here, as well as the state of emergency that's in effect for Louisiana. It's still ongoing. But for everyone who watches this, please stay safe. Just stay off the roads until you are told that you can go on them. And for everyone else in the country, send some thoughts and prayers down to the people of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And also for everyone else, please, 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 when it comes to events like this, it is very important to do this. Stay safe.